He traded GameStop during the first meme craze, but welcome, Michael. You have a different strategy this time around. What is it?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think the strategy will be a little different this go around. I think there is some different headwinds we're going to have for these particular meme names. Basically, the crux of it is that the original short squeeze, especially with GameStop, happened with this anomaly where there was more shares borrowed than initially existed in the market. So you were short about 125% of the entire float. This time you're only short 20% of the float. And I think that's one of the reasons we're seeing this fade from all-time highs. However, as you noted yourself on the intro, a lot of other short names are starting to move as well. I don't know if this is short companies or short funds getting nervous that this might be meme stock 2.0 and covering, but I'm zooming out and looking elsewhere to see if there are other names, especially short float names, that may actually get an advantage based off this move that we're seeing in GameStop.
How do you short more shares than there are?
There was a lot of speculation to why. I think the one thing that everyone agrees on is the reporting for shorts is a little bit archaic. You know, we're in 2024, and currently it's every 2 weeks the actual data is compiled and put on a ledger somewhere. I think the speculation was that, you know, somebody shorts some share in one broker, and then the lag happens that, you know, that gets borrowed to another broker. And because the data is not being reported instantly, and we have this T+3 or T+0 or T+1 delay, depending on what you're trading, that lag is allowing people to short more than exists. So, you know, if we're going to correct that, and I haven't seen much movement in that fact, I think we need to get to not only shorter settlement, but we need to also get to a point where shorts are reported almost in real time.
I thought there was maybe some effort to do that. It is urgent now as it ever was, and you'd think the technology certainly exists. So, Michael, what
Yes.
should traders do this time around? Maybe people got burned the first time around, holding shares that are now, they thought, more like worthless, and maybe they get a second chance. Just talk to us about some different strategies here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you need an exit plan. I think if you're in from the original squeeze, or you're getting involved in this squeeze, you know, we wish you all the best, but there's a large chance that, you know, things aren't going to, they may happen faster than this time, which is some sort of revision to the mean. So I just implore people to have some type of a plan to say, I am going to get out of my position when X occurs. Whatever you decide that is, I think that's something that you need to focus on, because there was a lot of people who didn't have an exit plan last time, and some of the stocks are coming back right now. A lot of them did not. You know, I'm thinking Bed Bath & Beyond, for example, was part of this first meme stock mania. So have an exit plan. Understand that, you know, chasing these moves probably isn't the best idea either. Buying these stocks when they're up 130, 40%. What we're doing a lot at Trade Ideas is looking at the entire market of heavily short float names and saying, is there anything that hasn't moved yet? Because if you remember the first meme stock mania and the first short squeeze, there was GameStop that moved initially, and then AMC moved after that, and then we had BlackBerry. What happened is traders jumped from heavily shorted name to heavily shorted name to heavily shorted name. So if we are going to see that same thing repeat and the same continuation again, what we're really trying to focus on is what could potentially be the next one that they jump to, and then also what companies look okay and are maybe doing a little bit better financially or doing a little bit better when it comes to market trends than a GameStop or an AMC that could take advantage in the long run of these short squeezes if they happen.